Welcome, everybody. My name is Jonathan Tripp. I want to say hi. Thanks for joining us today on our show. Today, we're going to be talking about the power of Facebook pixels. And if you are watching this live, or at least somewhat live, we broadcast weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And you can always join us during that time over on Fire Talk. You'll be able to see us and join in the live chat. If you're watching us on the replay on whatever channel, whether it's on my website over at jonathantripp.live, or if you're watching this in our YouTube channel or wherever, I want to say thank you for watching us on the replay. Today we're going to be talking about a couple of things, and it's all going to be surrounding Facebook pixels. We're going to talk a little bit tech, not too much, because it's not a webinar. This isn't a how-to. I think there's so many different ways that you can set up a Facebook pixel for a lot of different things, and I want to talk about those instead of giving you like the how-to guide and showing you on the. That's a totally different kind of show, and honestly, I know that I would probably be either really bored or I would just keep watching it over and over again. I haven't really decided yet, but I think that talking about what Facebook pixels are, and not everybody knows what they are or how they work, and then, like I said, not in a tech speak kind of a way, but how do they work? How do they get, what is their purpose? And getting into that a little bit. But first, I do want to say hello and good morning to everybody that's watching us live. It is great to see you guys. Here's the mug shot for today. This is Cindy's mug. This is her painting, and she you can find her over on Redbubble, and I'll put that up somewhere if I can ever get the link straight. But I do. It's one of my coffee rotation. All right, so. But for those of you guys, let's see here. First off, I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit first here. jonathantripp.com/better social. Okay. Now this is we're starting the show off both as if you haven't already, sign up for my email community, guys. Don't miss out. This is that's the way to go. Okay. Here, and I will put it in the chat. jonathantripp.com/better social, and I'm actually doing this for a couple of reasons. Okay, and there it is. There it goes. Okay, so here's the deal, right? When it comes to Facebook pixels, I want to lay this out. What is the purpose of a Facebook pixel? Okay, the purpose, it's tracking. It's all about data. It's all about tracking, and a lot of people don't really understand that. They don't appreciate that, or they don't really see the value for the work that they need to put in for it. Okay. Now, what this is not, a Facebook pixel is not some piece of code that you have to understand coding, or that you have to how do you say, like, it's you don't have to sit there and write the code in order to do it. Okay, a lot of people I've talked to, that's their impression. That's how they think they need to be able to use it. You need all this coding. Now, you need to understand a little bit about your website and what it is. It's a piece of code that's auto-generated. They put it all together. It's a piece of code that Facebook gives you to put onto your website. Okay. Now, you guys know I love Facebook advertising platform. I think it's just absolutely amazing, with all the things that they're doing. Okay. Now, as a user, it's a little scary. I'd be honest with you. It's just a little bit scary. And so what the Facebook pixel is going to allow you to do is be able to put a piece of code on your website to help track traffic that you're getting from a particular ad or a set of ads, or however you're setting it up, to a website. Okay, and I think that's what's super important. So now, if you guys are joining us on another platform and you want to actually watch us live in Fire Talk, please do that. I just dropped the link in there. That's the link to actually watch us live. And you can come on over. And oh, by the way, yeah, thanks. For those of you guys that are watching us live in Facebook, would you tweet this out and share this message out? I'd appreciate it. I always love connecting with you guys outside of the live event. So So now we have that's what a Facebook pixel is. But why is it important? Because it allows you trackability on a number of different levels and with a number of different purposes. And this is where it gets a little sticky and a little tricky, because you can really kind of get lost in it if you don't already have a plan. When you're setting up a Facebook pixel, it does have certain different demographic trackability features, and I don't even trust myself to know all of them, and I'm trying to pull it up. The different things that you can track, you can track like the page views that you get from it. So if somebody comes from your ad to a page, it can track the number of views. It can track searches on your website. It can track the items that have been added to your shopping cart. And I'm to a wish list. Let's see here. Obviously, like payment. Did they make a purchase? Did they fill out the form? Did they become a lead? Did they actually complete the registration process? So there's a lot of different ways that you can use your Facebook pixel to track activity on a website. And that's not even all of them. I mean, I don't even want to get into the whole point of, well, how many things can you do and how many things. This is what I want you to be thinking, right? You want to track a customer. If you set up an ad and spend money, you can set these up so that you can track that who's going, and not by their name. It's not like I know that some person from like down the street is coming, but the whole point is that you can track their activity and then retarget them later, and we'll talk about retargeting. But when you set up an ad and somebody clicks on the ad, and then you get them over to your landing page, whatever the landing page looks like. It could be a sign up, it could be a webinar, you could send them through a video series, and you can set up a pixel for each one of those videos so that you know that this person only watched the first 2 videos and then stopped. Well, you can set it up so that you have a pixel for each one of those video pages, and when they stop, when they stop watching in that series, you can actually send them a very specific ad on how to like, hey, I noticed you only watched the first 2 videos. Don't forget to finish out videos 3 and 4 or whatever it is. You can set it up so that it's a so if people are doing some shopping, they add things to the cart and they abandon the cart, and that's again, I'm not telling you probably anything that you haven't heard or read that are happening or is happening in e-commerce, but let's just say you're not actually trying to sell them a product. You're not necessarily let's just say you're trying to get the lead. Okay, you can focus on that. And as part of this, so the way you set your pixel up, you need to actually step back, and you need to figure out what your workflow is, what your objective is. Are you trying just to get the lead? Are you trying to get people to visit your website? Are you trying to sell a product? Are you trying to get them into a webinar and let the webinar then do the selling? So whatever your end game is, whatever that is, that's when you need to step back and you literally just start writing it out and just do like a workflow. That's almost exactly how when I set up a sales funnel or I'm thinking about a product launch or working with a customer, I literally get out a piece of paper and I start making boxes, right? Okay, this is your Facebook ad. Okay, this is the ad that the customer is going to see. What are we trying to drive them to? Are we trying to drive them to a landing page? Are we trying to drive them to a blog article? And then from there, are you trying to get them to sign up for the lead? Are we going to track that and retarget? Are we just trying to get them to the blog article, and then we're going to retarget those visits for a follow-up ad later on? There's lots of different ways to do these things, and I want you to think of the pixel is just the tracking mechanism for it. And it can be very complicated in terms of how you want to set it up, but for the most part, I would say keep it simple in your process layout. But you have to lean it right out, write it right out on the beginning part, because if you don't, it's going to become very muddled. You're going to send people. You're probably going to waste money. So let's just kind of talk about that really quick. Okay, so one very popular way of doing this is you set up an ad. It's a Facebook ad where you're going to direct somebody to your very informative long form blog article. Okay, on that blog article, you're not directly trying to sell them anything. You're trying to provide value. It could be with a video. It could be with whatever the case is. Okay, and I mean, like in my case, let's see if I wanted to send them to my jonathantripp.com/better social. Okay. So I'm going to run an ad that says, "Hey, a weekday podcast talking about business, marketing, and social media." It's something that you actually want to listen to. Okay, whatever the pitch is. Okay, I run an ad. People click on the ad and they go over. Now on the ad, you're going to see it tells a little bit about the business, gives some social proof. There is an email sign up, and there's also a video. Okay, so they can actually see the show running live. And in this case, I have the option. I could actually run the ad, say maybe the hour before the show starts. So I drive people over there, and maybe I have like a warm-up video or something. I have something that it's getting them ready to watch, right? Getting them ready to sign up so that they can watch when the show's live, right? Now, in addition, so we have the page visits, the page views. Okay, so from the ad, I have the page views, and now I've got a set of traffic that's gone through that have now visited the page. I can then later on, I can actually take that segment and I can send another ad saying, "Hey, did you get a chance to watch the show today?" Or I can follow up with them in whatever the kind of sales funnel. The other thing is that they may actually watch it during that show, and then in the show I have a call to action that says, "Hey, please sign up on my email list." Click the button below, join Better Social. Join our email campaign for our email community for Better Social, right? They click on it, they sign up. Well, now I can take that segment of an audience that not only did they visit, but they signed up, and now they're on my email list. Now you can take that list, that group of people that are interested, and don't feel that, oh man, that's really creepy. They visited, they signed up, and now I'm going to send another ad to them. No, this is actually, if you think about it, they signed up for your email. That's actually, they're probably the warmest traffic that you could have. They're the people that are interested in what you're doing. Now you have them through your email funnel, you're in your email system, and you can send them the emails for the shows or whatever your product is. In my case, let's just say I sent them an email follow-up, "Hey, thank you so much," and now I can send them information about shows and guests and offers, from guests and from shows and things like that. But I'm adding value because they already like it. They already know they like the show and they watch it. Then from there, based on now you have an email list, people that have shown up, you can actually retarget that list. Either send them another ad saying, "Hey, I hope you like the show. Did you know that we're going to have so-and-so guest on, okay, next week?" Or, this Friday we have a weekly roundup. This is our Talk Social news, or whatever the case is. You can send them to another destination. You can also then take that email list and you can feed that right back in. And now we're going to get into retargeting. This is where I wanted to talk a little bit about retargeting, why I think it's really important for businesses. And then I want to apply this to not a virtual show or a product, but I want to talk about it in terms of like a brick and mortar store, or if you have an event, or if you have if you're a nonprofit or something like this. How would you use these techniques, these strategies, to reach an audience that's really interested in what you're offering and what you're providing for a service, or even if it is a product, but in the physical real world. So we've talked about where we send the ad, we have the views come to the page, they watch the show, maybe they send and then they have the two action, either they abandon it, they leave, you can retarget to get them to come back. If they sign up for your email list, now you have them on an email list, you can actually take that list, that email list of people, you can actually send a specific email ad set to those email addresses that match up to their Facebook. And it's a one-to-one because they're coming through from your Facebook ad. they've signed up. Now you have that option that you can bring better or more specific offers to them. And what's really great about Facebook is the way that when you upload or add that audience in, that retargeting audience from the email list sign up, you can actually do quite a bit of segmenting in terms of you can now find out, oh, these people, they showed up for this event. Maybe and that's where you need to be a savvy marketer, a good business person, and know your audience. Are they showing up because it's Wednesday? Are they showing up because of the are they showing up because it's because of the topic? Maybe they're not showing up because of a topic, and that's where you need to know your audience. You need to plan out and be a good program manager in terms of those sorts of things. So now that you've sent them through, you can retarget their ads to them and really get them to engage further on Facebook. But again, the whole point is to get them to your website, to get them onto your email list, but now really giving them very relevant content in ads that they don't feel are ads. They don't feel like they're being sold to, but what they find that content to be really helpful. So how does this relate? How is this useful for a brick and mortar store, not somebody that's maybe selling like some kind of an e-product or something online, right? You want people to physically come to your location. There's a couple of different applications I can just think of right off the top of my head that I think would be helpful. Okay, the first is that one, when you have a geographical location, some physical place in the world, well, now you have a whole set of physical demographic parameters that you can put on an audience to try to target them. Okay, it in a good way, it makes your audience much smaller. So now you can physically, you can actually target those users and get a much better result because they're just being in the area. So I mean, if you're obviously, like if you're in New York City, you don't want to target New York City. You want to target a certain block or a certain distance from them, or a certain in a combination, people that are interested in the things that you're interested, maybe the gender or an education, depending on what your product is, you can do that. So the way this works, that I see that this works is, you have a geographical demographic. Okay, you put that into who you're trying to target your ad to, so you're driving that your ad gets seen to those people in that demographic, in that geographical demographic. Okay, that drives them to that page. The Facebook pixel determines the number of views, and you can retarget them later. Say, hey, did you like what you saw, or however, what kind of ad, did you know that we're running a sale? And this is the way I was thinking about this, is saying, oh, okay, so what you could do is, let's say it's a kids clothing shop. Let's just use that because it's really easy to think in those terms. You run an ad to say like a middle school or high school moms or something like that, or elementary school moms, okay, in your city area. You run it and you have a certain number of people that just clicked on because they're I didn't know, but there's a shop in the area. Maybe I'll go by. Now, maybe only 10% of those people actually came and visited your store, but you still have a certain number of people that clicked on the ad and just viewed the ad. You can then do a retargeting based on that information, and you can then, I would just do another follow-up and say, hey, did you know this weekend we're offering a 10% off for those people that show up? Now you have people that you're not trying to target the entire demographic. You've cut your audience down to people that were interested at the moment. And if they click on it once, they're probably at least interested enough to show up again. Well, now you have a much smaller audience that you can offer a discount to get them in the door. And it wouldn't be anything, I mean, you got to know your business, but it wouldn't be anything that would, it still makes them coming into the store worthwhile. So you offer, 10% off, 15% off, or, free coffee for moms in the morning or something like that, You can do this for coffee shops. You can do this for kids' clothing. You can do this for car washes, whatever the case is. You can your imagination. So if you're running an event, this is actually a really great way to get people excited about it, to bring notoriety about it, because you're able to take those people that first off knew, then showed an interest, and brought them even into a further understand in a deeper interest level in really driving traffic. I know some people that when they do this for particularly for like a webinar or an event, even if it's an actual live like business event, business or like a conference or something, they actually do run a series of ads, a week out, a day out, and then if it's a webinar event, they make it for like an hour or 2 hours before, so that it's literally driving different people to that event, and it's all based on the emails and the signups, and it's really effective. Somebody was asking at one point, it's like what kind of a budget or what kind of a percentage, and I don't know of if there's like a certain percentage of your budget, your ad budget meaning, that you need to devote to this kind of a retargeting ad, because you have to pay for the ads, yes. And now you are paying a second ad, a second time for those same leads. And you might ask yourself, well, why would I do that? That doesn't make sense. Like, or that seems like I'm paying. But you have to keep in mind that these are these are the warm traffic, almost if they've already signed up on your list and you're this is hot traffic. These are people that actually really are interested in what you're doing. So what would it still be worth for you as a business owner or as an event producer or program manager? What would it be worth for you to be able to get them to complete the sale or get them to actually show up? What would that cost be? But typically when it comes to those retargeted ads, those are the hottest leads that you have. So the conversion rate is going to be that much easier. So I would say you're able to invest. Yes, it's probably a higher cost per lead, but those leads more often turn into, we're not talking like a 10% turnover, we're talking between 30 and 60% sign up, or the action takers. Okay, that's why I would say I don't think that there's not like a certain dollar amount or a percentage that you need to worry about. You need to figure that out. What's that lead worth to me if they bought that product? How many of those? And then you reverse engineer it and you find out, I can afford to spend, $1 or $5 or whatever it is, depending on your product type. So those are just a couple of the ideas and thoughts that I've had on how to use Facebook Pixels. And there are plenty of different, so how do you install them? There are plenty of different ways you can literally just go in and copy and paste it and drop that into your website. And if you're kind of like, I don't know how to do that, there are also WordPress and other plugins and things like this that actually do that almost automatically for you. And we can talk about that in a little bit. But I think the power of Facebook Pixels are really in it's in the trackability and allowing you to reach customers and clients that are actually interested in your product without having to nitpick one by one through them. It is a process. It is the power, and you just have to know how to manage the ads account. But there are lots of different ways to do it, and there are professionals out there that are really good when setting up some very complicated and more intricate ad sets. And that's really just where you need to pick your professional and reach out to them and work with them directly, and because the results can be just really amazing. So, but with that, I think what I'm going to do is we're going to close out today's show. Hopefully, this is a kind of a helpful understanding of what Facebook Pixels are, how you can use them, and maybe a little bit of a guide into how you can set up your own Facebook ad set. And again, we didn't actually talk about what to put in an ad or how to structure an ad. This is really about Facebook Pixels and in how to use them and how to incorporate them into your Facebook ads. So with that, I'm going to say, guys, thank you so much for joining us live. If you haven't already, please make sure you do sign up for our email community, which is at jonathantripp.com/better social. I'd really love to be able to connect with you. So if you do have any questions or anything like that, absolutely please reach out to me. I can't wait to see you guys. And from there, I'll see you guys later. Thanks.